The internet is in full meltdown mode following the viral allegations dropped by TikToker Ash2Trippy, who claimed to have insider knowledge on Gypsy Rose Blanchard's current life, her relationship with Ken Urker, and the questionable environment she's allegedly immersed in.
Maybe I'm naive, but I don't think Gypsy Rose is as manipulative as people think. And as a survivor of Munchausen by proxy myself, I think I have somewhat of a unique perspective on this. The internet is in shambles right now ever since Gypsy Rose posted a public TikTok where she was talking directly to her ex-husband Ryan Anderson. Many people believe that she's just being manipulative, but as inappropriate as that video may be, I don't find her to be as manipulative as people think she is. There are accounts on here that talk about Gypsy Rose constantly and make her out to be this mastermind, psychopath manipulator. Some have gone as far as to try to find medical records to show that Gypsy and her mom suffer from some kind of genetic disorder. Their purpose in doing this is to prove that Gypsy Rose's mom was not making up these illnesses and that Gypsy Rose really was as debilitated as Dee Dee said that she was. But people who have the mental illness that we believe Dee Dee had, which is making up medical issues, oftentimes these delusions start from an actual illness. These people may have seen what kind of attention they got when they themselves or their child was medically treated. Then they may start with exaggerating the symptoms of that illness. People say, well, Gypsy Rose knew that she could walk, so why did she continue to go along with it? When you're young and your mother is telling you that you have these illnesses and you're being treated for them by doctors, in some ways you know that it's not true, but your own logic and reasoning take a back seat to whatever your mom is saying. Because that's your mom. These are doctors. As an adult now, it is really hard to look back and understand where my mind was at when I was a kid, when I was convinced that I had illnesses and pain that I wasn't actually experiencing. Now, back to Gypsy Rose's recent video. As inappropriate as that is, I don't think that she did that to be manipulative. I think she's hurting with postpartum right now, and as she said in the video, she feels that Ken is not being very supportive. And on top of the mental health troubles that she has to have, her adulthood has been stunted. She was kept as a sheltered child into her adulthood until she abruptly was put into prison. I don't expect her to be emotionally intelligent. I don't expect her to behave in a socially acceptable way. If I saw an old friend from high school with 7 followers post something like that, I would think to myself, oh wow, they must be going through something that was inappropriate, but clearly they're hurting. But because Gypsy has such a large following, people are so quick to believe that she's doing it facetiously. But I don't know, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to press that follow button.
If the original expose set the stage, the public reaction has now turned it into a full-blown spectacle.
Yeah, and I don't know why you do.
I just think that it'd be nice for us to announce our news instead of others to announce it for us.
Out and it's starting to get more features, and like this picture I was kind of like, might be, like I thought maybe. Then when we were talking, she sent me that picture. That one made me melt. That's the one where I just was like, this is so unfair. And then
complete with dueling TikToks, stitched rebuttals, and fiery comment sections across multiple platforms. Viewers weren't just shocked, they were divided. Some flooded the comments agreeing with the claims, expressing concern for baby Aurora and questioning Gypsy's judgment in the people she surrounds herself with.
But when you were with me, the D was fire, and then when you left, it wasn't no good. That's ex-girlfriend shit. And she said that in her documentary.
Others came to Gypsy's defense, accusing the source and the TikToker of spreading dangerous rumors, calling the entire situation speculative at best and outright slander at worst.
I love this comment so much because these are my exact thoughts when anyone is expressing shock or outrage toward someone who's been like substantially traumatized in their lives. I'm like, why are we shocked by anything that Gypsy Rose Blanchard does? And a lot of people will hear that and think like, oh, that's no excuse. Like, trauma and abuse is no excuse to do the things you do. And I'm like, yeah, it's not an excuse. It's not a justification. It's not like your way out of consequences. But because I have no frame of reference for what it would be like to be raised the way Gypsy Rose Blanchard was raised by her mother, raised, I say, in other words, traumatized, I'm just like not shocked or surprised by any crazy thing that comes out of her mouth or that she does through her behavior. And I just can't wrap my head around why we're surprised about anything that she does.
One user commented, "If this is even half true, Gypsy is on a fast track to losing everything."
I have a question, guys. First of all, I have a lot of new followers for my Gypsy Rose content, so thank you. But, I have a question and a thought. What do you think Ken is doing when Gypsy posts these crazy videos online? So like the other day when she posted to Ryan for her millions of followers to see, you know, ranting and crying about Ryan and going on about Ryan. And then she follows it up with another video like, it's a new day. Like looking around all crazy. What do you think Ken is doing? Because I imagine him to be just like at a park with Aurora while she's doing all this crazy stuff and like not giving a crap. Like, what do you think he thinks about that?
Another fired back with, "This is disgusting. You're talking about someone's sobriety and sexuality like it's gossip. Grow up." And the reactions weren't limited to just fans and critics.
If I see one more video of Gypsy Rose Blanchard apologizing to her ex, Ryan, I'm going to lose my mind, okay? Not a single video to that mother of hers that she murdered, okay? Not a single apology for that. And that seems due, okay? I would like to hear a "I'm sorry for murdering you with my ugly, crazy boyfriend" video, okay? Because I just listened to a 10-minute video she made to Ryan about how she was sorry to him. She ain't sorry. She ain't fooling us, okay?
Other creators are now dissecting Ash 2 Trippy's claims in their own videos, fact-checking, analyzing her tone, and even questioning her motives.
Why is somebody that killed their mama got pistol grip mugs in the fucking TikTok shop? Don't piss me off. Gypsum Rose Toy Blanger, if you really over that man, then why the hell did you send him pictures of your baby newborn, freshly out the kids? One thing we keep doing in this day and age that surprises me is we keep idolizing murderers, serial killers, and fucking PDFs. I hate a lying-ass bitch, but I love a good read, and I love a good Krispy Kreme donut, so we about to dig. So, let's start off with you texting Ryan 3 months before you publicized that he was texting you. Why would you text somebody first and then make it seem like they were hounding after you? It's that lifetime image they're trying to spin for you. They're trying to make you look innocent so bad. They want you to look innocent so bad, like you couldn't have just ran away. You was 23 years old. You found out wasn't nothing wrong with you. You found out your mama lied. Yes, she did lie. That was wrong as fuck. But you put a little razzle-dazzle on there and you wanted your boyfriend to slide her up like a motherfucking... You had her sliced, diced, and seasoned like a rotisserie chicken, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I don't have no sympathy for you ever. So in these text messages that you send your ex after you cheated on him and had a baby with the man that you cheated on him with, you asking him, is he with Amber J? Who you with? Who you laying with? Girl, who the fuck is you laying with? And who the fuck are you looking at? So boom, bop, 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 bam. They go to this jazz festival. She get on live and she get to talking wet. Or maybe it wasn't live. She posted a story, get to talking wet. Either way, I got a video of it. It could have been live. It could have been whatever, bitch. One thing somebody pointed out to me is when this little girl was younger, I guess she had 2 personalities. One of them was named Ruby. Gypsum and Ruby. Is that the plot for Steven Universe? Let's take a look at this Gypsum Ruby hot mess child.
It's been 3 fucking months since I texted you. And you're spiraling out of control. So just remember, just as much dirt as you have on me, I have on you, honey. You punch at me, I punch back 10 times harder.
Disobey me in any way, or displease me in any way. I will use the one card that I have over you.
Yeah, so from the looks of it, Gypsy's gone. What the fuck? Post an apology or explanation or whatever the fuck that was, and it says if you're not who this was intended for, then keep scrolling. Bitch, you put this shit on social the fuck media. You must have hit the wrong app because you damn sure did not email that motherfucker to him personally, so duh, we was gonna watch that motherfucker. Girl, how the fuck do you love that other boy, but Ryan's supposed to be your comfort and safety? What the fuck? In other words, she liked the way Ryan treated her, but she liked that other boy's poo. I guess that's what she's saying. I don't know. Gypsy Rose, you literally are a murderer and one more person in your fucking plan, and I think you should have got a fucking RICO charge. That was a fucking gang activity. My honest opinion for you is you need to set your eyes on the prize and stop worrying about what the fuck everybody else is doing and worry about yourself and your baby. When people was advocating for your ass to get out, I know this is not what the fuck they wanted your ass to turn around and do you out this month. I think the next thing you should plan to strangle is minding your own fucking business. Don't forget to like this video and follow me. I had an account at 30K and I lost all my followers, so I'm trying to recuperate. I'm trying to get all that back.
Is it genuine concern or clout chasing?
So you want me to take my shit down, right? How about you quit fucking talking about me? Been 3 fucking months since I texted you, and you're spiraling out of control.
Since the allegations made waves across TikTok, Gypsy Rose herself has remained noticeably silent, at least publicly. There's been no denial, no clarification, and no direct response to Ash 2 Trippy's viral claims.
Does anyone else feel extremely uneasy? The shift in Gypsy's post and the way she talks? It's almost kind of creepy how calm she is. Like, something to me is going on, whether it be Ken and her are arguing and she's posting things, making everything so okay and hunky-dory. Like, that to me is a red flag. She posted something on Mother's Day from Ken, supposedly, but to me, when I read that, it sounds just like Gypsy. So it's like, what's really going on? I don't know, guys, but to me, it's the calm before the storm. So buckle up.
And in the vacuum of her silence, social media has done what it always does, filled in the blanks with wild speculation. Some viewers believe Gypsy's lack of response is a calculated move, an attempt to wait out the storm.
Okay. I'm watching Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup. I'm on season 2, episode 8.
There's some people here today who I don't think are on our side, but...
And she is doing a book signing at this local bookstore. It's obviously not a Barnes & Noble or anything. But this is crazy. You know, here's my 2 cents. I do think Gypsy was abused. There's no question about that. Do I think maybe she's used a little bit of that to get her somewhere in life? Yeah, I think so. Do I think she did her time and should be left alone? Yes, she did her time. She did whatever. She did her time. She got out. Do I think that she can be a complete troll? Yeah. Do I think that also she deserves to just live her life? Yes. But you're putting yourself in the spotlight. Honestly, at this point, you have no one to blame but yourself. You wrote a book. Like, it's gonna happen. But I just think it's, like, incredible. Like, the amount of police that they have at this bookstore. Like, for real, there's, like, actual things happening in New Orleans, I'm sure. And I don't know. The bookstore had to have known what they were getting into, right?
Others are convinced she's deliberately ignoring the noise because the rumors hit a little too close to home. A few even think she's quietly panicking behind the scenes.
Hey guys, I'm smiling for a reason, but I found out some news that I wanted to share. Again, this is alleged, but I saw a video and Lauren Shree had posted something about her parole possibly being revoked. Now, again, I don't know if this is true, but apparently they are going to be having a meeting with the parole board along with the parole officer due to the actions she has done over the weekend with going to the club and all of that. So there is a chance her parole is going to be revoked. Now, I don't know if they're necessarily going to do it. However, I do believe that she is getting looked into by the parole board, and they're doing investigations due to her actions as of recently. I saw this again on Lauren Cherie's video. I'm going to tag her below. She's flipping amazing. If you haven't followed her, follow her. She's an awesome source. But go ahead and go watch that video. And again, I'm going to link her below. So I hope you all have a good day. But if this is facts, this is awesome. So I just want to share that good news. Happy hump day.
Possibly bracing for what could come next if her parole officer decides to act on these whispers. In fact, a new wave of concern has risen over whether the Louisiana Department of Public Safety and Corrections might be pressured to investigate further.
A narcissist doesn't respond well in part because they don't see a problem. They think they're special. They think they're unique. They think they got it going on. They live in a fantasy world in which they are the top dog. They are the unique, entitled, special individual. So what is there to fix? It's the rest of you that have the problem. Catch up. Get your game together. I don't have the problem. You have the problem.
While Gypsy's original offense wasn't drug-related, multiple voices online are now calling for her to be drug tested based on the serious nature of the allegations, especially considering her proximity to alleged users.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, you got caught, girl. Caught. And it's 2025, baby girl, so I don't know if you know this, but you got caught in 4K. Let's call a spade a spade. This is a classic tale of thinking the grass is greener on the other side. Then you got caught checking out your old grass. Roll it.
But whenever you put out text messages between you and I, that...
Oh, did that break your trust, Gypsy? This man was with you knowing that you were part of unaliving your mother, for goodness sake. And then you're sitting there gaslighting him, acting like he's the one that needs to move on and that you've already moved on. But then you're asking, are you with Amber J? I feel lost, like I don't know what's real anymore. You had your baby, you were going through some things, and then all of a sudden you started realizing that Ryan does some things better than Ken does. And you wondered if he couldn't be that safety, that comfort that he always was in the past. And I'm not sure what Ryan was texting back, but men in general need to be better about not giving in to the manipulation of a woman that already left them. They left, they're gone, they made their decision, they made the bed, let them lie in it. And that bed for Gypsy is with Ken right now because they're moving in together. Not smart of Ken. You got played, homie. You need to leave. Women like Gypsy will always play men like Ryan and Ken so long as they let them. Give me a follow, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Meanwhile, Ken has become a trending name in his own right, with people digging into his background, questioning everything from his sexuality to his fitness as a father.
this all for the world to see. And we'll take everybody up down. Everybody up.
Even Gypsy's best friend Bree, once seen as her fiercest protector, is now under scrutiny. Clips from her live streams are being reposted and reanalyzed, with amateur sleuths pointing to alleged signs of drug use and erratic behavior.
We just talked about Gypsy Rose's first love, Dan Gladwell, and how he was a 500-year-old vampire just like Nick. I don't know who put the vampire alter egos into play, okay? I don't know who gave them life. This is in Gypsy Rose's shed. This is from the crime scene photos. You see what that says? Vampires. Let's talk about the shed real quick, too. Gypsy, in her My Time to Stand book, tells us a story about the shed. I want to let y'all listen to that clip, and then we'll talk about it.
Painted the shed the same pink color as our house and made it look like a miniature version. A playhouse just for Gypsy.
Pink.
Except I never went out there. For one thing, my mother never let me outside. Second, I'm afraid of bugs. And bugs were everywhere in the shed. The shed might have looked like a mini house, but the inside floor was made of dirt, where slugs and fire ants, and worse, spiders lived. Push me into the shed. Get out of the chair, she said. Even alone in the dark out back.
Pretty crazy. She says there's slugs, there's bugs, there's spiders. The ground was made of dirt. Baby, that is carpet all day long. All day long. She said the shed was pink when that hoe is blue. I'll never understand why she lies about stuff like this. And there's no lock on the damn shed. There's a big ass window in the shed. So if she was locked in this shed, why did she not go out the damn window? Why did she not go out the window? There's the bugs, slugs, spiders, and the dirt floor. Because, that's not what I'm saying. But anyway, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only, and the rest, you heard her say. Bye.
The community is split. Half concerned, half critical. And everyone's watching to see what happens next. Stay locked in. This isn't over.
Bring me down. I'm on a high right now. I'm living my best life, and y'all can't take that from me.
And the D is
fire.
As the firestorm continues to rage, Gypsy's most loyal fans have come to her defense, though not without some hesitation.
I want to know why Gyp didn't go live tonight. Her phone ain't broken. Baby ain't sick. She ain't sick. It's because Lifetime outed her ass. Gypsy, you sent glam shots right before you had the baby to Ryan? What? You sent multiple pictures of yourself after you had the baby and pictures of your baby at different weeks. And then you asked him to lunch to meet your daughter? That's supposedly not his and is Ken's. I think Ken should be furious that you want to take his child out to have lunch with a man you used to sleep with. Girl, what world do you live in? Somebody get me a chart. I need to start, organizing all this shit. This is just... Somebody bring this girl back to earth. For real. Cake and eat it too syndrome much?
Many are arguing that she deserves grace and privacy as she adjusts to life outside prison and navigates motherhood. A few have even accused creators like Ash Too Trippy and Zora of clout chasing and exploiting Gypsy's trauma for views. But even within her supporter base, there's growing unease. The combination of her association with alleged meth users, her rumored failure to comply with parole conditions, and the resurfacing of old BDSM stories is too much for some to ignore.
Not surprisingly, Gypsy Rose and Ken got into an argument over the whole Gypsy versus Ryan spiral crash out disaster over Jazz Fest weekend. Then Gypsy Rose unfollows Ken on IG. She cleans up her profile, changes her picture to a picture of just herself. Ken cleans up his profile. Not surprisingly, once again, GRB follows him back hours later. And their weekly live covering the show has been canceled. JKR Collection wrote, "They are up to something. Christy had Natasha Cooper release her Mother's Day message from Ken. Seems Christy does these things when they are trying to cover something up." And I completely agree. This is a pattern, that or she jumps on lives and releases some type of crumbs of information or tea. Obviously, Ken is, I think, embarrassed, humiliated, upset over the fact that Ryan proved they had been texting and the contents of that text. Did Ryan message Ken Urker other texts? We don't know. And I do know Christy is also upset that Gypsy Rose released information about her and Rod being on the verge of divorce. That is solidifying the rumors and information creators had put out about Rod not living there because they were on the verge of divorce. And that was no accident. That was a slight by GRB to Christy. So it looks like GRB is in hot water with just about everyone, including the public, like us and Ryan Anderson.
Everyone loves Gypsy Rose. It's Gypsy Rose Blanchard, Gypsy Rose. Everyone here loves Gypsy Rose. Everyone.
Former fans are beginning to distance themselves, citing disappointment in what they see as a pattern of poor decision-making and enabling toxic relationships.
Am I the only person that feels conflicted about Gypsy Rose Blanchard? If you're wondering why I'm covering my mouth, hi, I'm Melissa. Go watch my pinned video. Thank you. But wait until you're done watching this one. I have nobody to talk to about this other than my hubby. We watch the Gypsy Rose reality show, docu-series, whatever you want to call it, Life After Lockup, every single week. And to be honest, I'm so conflicted because every week I watch this and I'm like, why are we watching this? Let's just put the facts out there. Gypsy Rose, her mother, got 8 years prison time for that, okay? And now we're basically making her a millionaire in the making, if she's not already close to that. Or at that. Be so for real right now. The reason why I'm posting this video is because I have nobody to talk to about this, and I am in one part of my brain, I feel so sorry for her, okay? I am somebody that has gone through severe childhood trauma, a different kind of childhood trauma than she went through, but severe childhood trauma, to say the least. But murder was never on my mind. And this is what really baffles me. There are so many different elements to this that I don't understand. On one hand, we can believe the picture perfect story that we've been given, which is ultimately she was severely abused as a child. She was made to believe she had all these medical conditions, and she felt like there was literally no way out of the life that she was living other than doing that ultimate thing. We can feel sorry for her and we can believe that narrative. For some reason, I don't believe the narrative. Hear me out. Please hear me out. She knew that she could walk, okay? After a certain point, she knew that she could walk. My thing is, you planned this with Nick, right? Had him come to your house in the middle of the night, okay? We're gonna leave in the middle of the night anyway. Your mom was sleeping. Why not just leave without committing the crime? Like, why not just run away? That's the part I'm not understanding. And then if her mom had legal guardianship over her, even if she was an adult, whatever, because of her conditions, when the cops got to her, she could have literally just been like, no, look, my mom's lying. I can walk. She's lying to the world. Da-da-da-da-da. And you could have never gotten jail time. And your mom probably would be in jail, if not something. Instead, we off her. And it doesn't sit right with me. And then we make her famous. I'm not helping by making this video right now by any means, and I know that. But I just have no one to talk to about it. And are we sure, is there actual evidence, proof that she was sitting in the bathroom the entire time her mom was getting... Are we sure that was happening? Because I read somewhere that new evidence suggests that she was actually taking part in it with him. I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I do know, that came from Gypsy Rose's mouth herself, her own mouth, her own talking space, okay? She called herself a master manipulator. Her words, not mine. She literally said that's what she is. Making a whole 10-minute apology video to your ex-husband is wild. That's fucking nuts, man. So conflicted. And I'm still gonna watch the show. The world is so ass backwards. Why are we making her a reality star? And then I cringe. I saw a post of people meeting her out in public, like at the mall or something. Oh my god, I met Gypsy Rose, did it? And she's freaking Taylor Swift. Be so for real. Be so for real. Sorry, I watched the show, don't get me wrong, I'm very intrigued, I'm very interested, you know, the drama is drama-ing, and I am, like, here for it, but if I saw her out in public, I'm not even gonna lie, I would not ask her for a picture, I would not go up to her. Something about the energy seems dark, it seems off, and I do not want to be involved with that, surrounded by that by any means. Am I the only one? It's like, I can't look away, and I'm gonna watch, but at the same time, I can't be near you. I don't even follow her on TikTok. I go to her TikTok, I creep on it, but I do not follow her. I need to know other people's thoughts. Because, like, a part of me thinks she was involved in the actual... The other part of me, you know, thinks, okay, this is all trauma. But, like, coming from a person with severe childhood trauma, that is not something I ever would have done. I just... Honest with you, I kind of feel bad for Nick. He's still locked up because of her. I mean, he did the act, right? But without her, there would have been no act. I mean, who's to say he wouldn't have done it in his life at all? I don't freaking know. And then when she said she's gonna, like, give her daughter at 13 to him, and, like, now she has a daughter. I'm not saying she can't grow and mature. Like, sure, like, we've all said things when we're younger that we don't mean. But, like, want to believe she's a good person. I do. I don't know what I'm trying to get at. Is anybody else know what my brain is thinking right now? Like, is anybody else here with me right now? Like, are you guys on the same wavelength as me? Like, are we understanding each other? Because, okay, I don't even know. I don't know what the point of this video was, but that's it.
On the flip side, Gypsy's harshest critics feel more vindicated than ever. Longtime detractors who have always questioned her narrative, from the murder to the media tour to her chaotic love life, are now using this moment to push their theory that she's been manipulating the public all along. Popular commentary channels and TikTok sleuths are now doubling down, dissecting every post, every facial expression, every moment of silence.
Ken Urker has to be furious at Gypsy Rose right now. And hot take here, I think he's more embarrassed than anything. I do think and have thought their relationship is on the rocks. I don't think it's going to last, y'all. Marcella writes, yeah, do not agree with her exposing that. Did you see her and Christy unfollowed Ken on IG today? She sure did. And then she followed him again this evening. Guess who else she's still following? That prison guard. Yeah, prison guard. The one from Chillicothe. The one that was involved in the sexual harassment lawsuit of inmates at a prison he formerly worked at. The company you keep, right? Yeah, no matter what you think of Ryan Anderson, that was not cool. That's really private information. She's already humiliated him. She said that he was abusing her. He didn't have a fire date after all. He was controlling. He reminded her of Dee Dee. You know, and this whole being locked somewhere in a small space brings us back to the interrogation. When she said Nick John locked her in the bathroom. But the interrogator made a great point. The lock was on the inside of the door. So he's like, couldn't you have just unlocked it? Yeah. So, I mean, it's just... She's doing it, y'all. It's happening. We are watching it in real time. The Spiral, the Wigs, Ruby, and Damona are resurrecting.
One viral clip even compared her current trajectory to that of other troubled ex-con influencers who eventually spiraled under the pressure of fame. And with all eyes still on her, Gypsy's next move is crucial. Will she speak out? Will she attempt to set the record straight? Or will she continue to lay low and hope the heat dies down?
So, Gypsy, did you send Ryan a photo of yourself on the day you had a date with Ken? And also when you went to see Post Malone?
Was like, you know, check features and everything, and the baby's adorable, but it's so young. I mean, it's only a week old right there. And then, let's see, this was the next picture I got. Was her a little older, you know, sprawled out. But, you know, what's funny is she sent me a glamour shot before the picture.
Oh, this is Target. My earrings are from Target.
Which I thought was odd. So before the picture of the baby, she sent me that. This is so unfair. Why like, I told her, I was like, I wish I could lay next to that every morning, you know? Because I love Gypsy sleepy like that. She knows that. And the baby's all curled up. I said, I wish I was there nuzzling next to her. Like I said, Aurora must be an Anderson because she's doing what I would have done, you know? Just joking. And then, of course, she sent me a glamour shot. For all dressed up, about to go out. So, but I got others where it's like, no, you know I care about you. I get those out of the blue. You know, but I send her stuff out of the blue too.
At this point, silence is its own kind of statement. We'll keep watching. As more people digest the allegations swirling around Gypsy and her inner circle, legal experts and concerned citizens are starting to ask the big questions. Could any of this lead to a parole violation?
All right, listen very carefully. Okay, he just said while we were in town, we decided to pop into Cutoff to see Rob and Christy. Wait a minute. This is a parole violation because she should be there. Why would you be popping in if you weren't staying there at your house?
So are you ready yet to announce, or you want to wait a little bit? Enjoy the peace.
Hi Gypsy, I'm Tamira. I'm gonna be your nurse tonight. We want you to go ahead and take your dose of You're Not a Celebrity. I'm gonna get you to take a few of those, okay? Just a few.
And more importantly, should it? Social media is now flooded with calls for her parole officer to intervene. The claim that Gypsy could fail a drug test, if randomly administered, has sparked serious debate about the conditions of her release and whether she's truly being held accountable like any other parolee would be.
Just want to know that she's...
You can run, but you know it's ending at the bottom of the grave. I hate that bitch. I hate her. I hate that fucking bitch. I fucking hate that fucking bitch.
Some are tagging Louisiana's Department of Corrections in videos, demanding a review of her case, while others are calling for compassion, arguing that scrutiny like this only fuels trauma cycles.
I feel like I'm more Team Ryan more than ever. I think the internet is seeing Gypsy Rose as the person. Like, yeah, she's like leading him on for sure. I feel so sad because she was like texting him and stuff like 3 months ago. Like, I don't know, it was very weird. Like, he started dating a new girl and she's like, are you dating this person? And he's like, what? And then she put out all his medical records and she just, I don't know. She seems a little unhinged at the moment. She said she reached out to him like right after she gave birth and she's like, you know, Ken is my love, but Ryan is my comfort person. I'm like, you're so weird. And then she has the audacity to be like, leave me alone, get over it. I was like, girl, you're the one that's
it was
texting
wild.
him.
She posted the TikTok and I'm sorry, this I kind of live. She went, this video is going to be for Ryan Anderson, and if you're not Ryan Anderson, then keep scrolling.
Such a TikToker.
But I know y'all watch, and that's okay. But this video is not for y'all. It's him. It does give me old school Trisha vibes. It does.
That is the most offensive thing ever.
Meanwhile, mental health advocates are chiming in, warning against the potential dangers of online pile-ons. What she did in the past doesn't mean we get to watch her unravel for entertainment. One user commented under a viral TikTok, if she really is in a toxic environment, she needs help, not humiliation.
Green machine. Say what?
We didn't get to go to college, but Dee Dee went to college. We didn't get a car when we were growing up.
Dee Dee was into beauty pageants, and my mama went out and bought her the prettiest dress, the prettiest shoes. She was just all about the attention.
When my mom passed away, Dee Dee took it hard. You know, the person who babied her all her life wasn't there anymore.
Say hi.
But she still needed the attention. It didn't matter how, as long as it was coming.
Still, That's a tough sell for people who feel Gypsy has repeatedly taken advantage of her platform and sidestepped accountability.
Okay, Dr. Sandra, I accept your challenge. So I am about to do the USC Speak Your Mind Ice Bucket Challenge, and it's all in the name of spreading mental health awareness. So let's do this thing.
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed that. I'll get you a towel.
That was so cool. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know? Somehow I cannot hide who I am, though I've tried. When will my reflection show who I am inside?
The leash and collar story, Ken's alleged drug use, and rumors about Gypsy's own behavior have painted a picture that's hard to ignore, and for some, impossible to forgive.
Know how to handle my emotions. I just had a baby. My whole life changed. My literal whole life changed in an instant. And when I felt distant from Ken,
the man you're with,
during those first few weeks postpartum, I vented to you.
Your ex-husband.
I told you everything that was on my heart
the man
and in my head. And I thought that that was going to stay between us. So when I see you on TikTok, acting the way you do, talking the way you do, doing your polls, that's not the man that I married.
But you divorced.
The man that I married
and divorced
went on Facebook once a month because I asked him to.
People change.
You didn't do social media. You didn't care. It was never about the public back then. So yeah, I get mad. I get frustrated. I get angry because I know that that's not you. Where's the person that came to visit me when we had an argument and I told you, don't come, and then you showed up anyway? Where's the person that was there for me whenever my parents were on the edge of a divorce? And Christy didn't pick up the phone for 3 weeks. And you were all I had. You think I forgot about that? I haven't.
But you divorced him. You left him.
I hate that we keep doing this back and forth, trying to hurt each other. But we're not trying to hurt each other. We're trying to hurt each other's reputations. That text message that you released, for what? For what? Because you wanted to show that you are the truth teller on TikTok? Well, that hurt my trust. And so, yes, in turn, I put out personal information of yours that I knew that you didn't want out there. And it was wrong, and it was below the belt, and it was too far, and I'm sorry.
Now that you were called out.
I truly am sorry.
Now that he said he's going to sue you.
Even if you give me many other jabs, I won't put out anything else about you.
Unlike what you said in the first video.
I'm not going to try to hurt you.
That you'll punch 10 times harder.
I know that in your heart you care about me. And I'm just sorry. I'm sorry that you fell in love with a piece of shit like me.
Manipulation. Manipulation.
I always said Ken was my love, is my love. But you were my comfort. You were my safe place because I knew that you never would hurt me.
Shouldn't Ken be the safe place?
And I'm just tired of this war, and I want it to end. I'm in a committed relationship. I have a daughter with this man. I don't know if, we can't be friends And the reason you came in my life was to show me that I need to be a better person.
What happens next is anyone's guess. But one thing's for sure, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is no longer just the girl who fooled the world from behind prison walls. She's now a public figure at the center of a growing storm, and the world is watching to see if this is her next downfall, or just another chapter in a life full of shocking plot twists.
Imagine crashing out in an apology video to your ex-husband online for the world to see, and then not even a few hours later, talking on live, and yes, I have this video and I'll show you in a second, about how you're going to move in with your current relationship. To be honest with you, I don't even know if Ken is going to be here for her to move in with, because I don't think Ken has seen the video of her apology to Ryan yet, where she said this.
I always said Ken was my love, is my love. But you were my comfort. You were my safe place.
Because in this live, she talks about how Ken is at work, and she has the same shirt on as she has in the video of her apology, meaning she probably recorded it within a few hours of going on live, which means Ken was probably at work and didn't know she had posted that, nor did he probably watch the video while at work. If Ken was smart, he would run now, because there are red flags flying everywhere, but this is what Gypsy thinks is going to be happening in the next month or so.
I got, what, how many weeks until June 25th?
Like 5, no, 7.
About 7-ish weeks, and then I'll be moving in full time. Thank you.
As the story gains momentum, Gypsy's once loyal fanbase is starting to fracture. The same supporters who championed her release and celebrated her new beginning are now divided. Some standing firmly by her, others stepping back in disbelief.
Gypsy Rose has responded to the backlash she's been getting, saying that Ken is her love, but Ryan is her safe space. And she has explained her reasoning for this statement. Now, she's actually responded to this in a comment section of a video. This woman right here, because she was like, if someone said that to me, I would be out of there, essentially. These comments are still up on this woman's video, and she said, to answer your question, it's because Ken hurt me in the past and we have trust issues. Ryan never left me like Ken did, so those lingering trust issues is why I said that. And because I love him and we have a child together, remember that part because it's going to be important in a second, we are working through our issues with couples therapy. She also addresses the allegations that Ryan was a BUSC to her, saying, correction, I never said that he was blank. It was a family friend who did. Ever since then, people put words in my mouth, and it became I said when I never said. Look up the article from when we were separated. Now, the reason I point out is because it says we have a child together is because back on episode 6 of season 2 of Life After Lockup, Ken said this, and I fully believe the only reason Ken is still with Gypsy is because of that baby.
We want our kid to grow up in a broken home because both of us did. So I want to give our daughter, like, that family experience that neither one of us got to have.
One viral post summed it up. We fought so hard for her freedom, but this ain't what we signed up for. The sentiment is spreading. People who once saw Gypsy as a survivor reclaiming her life are now questioning the choices she's making post-prison.
Where's your father during this time?
Louisiana.
Did you ever talk to your father while you were in Missouri?
It's a complicated answer.
Did you ever speak to him on the phone?
I did, but my mother was always present.
Did you ever tell him what was going on?
No, sir.
Now, earlier you told us you met Nick for the first time in person in March of 2015. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And where did you meet him in person?
The Springfield movie theater.
What movie?
Cinderella.
How is it you were able to meet with Nick in March of 2015?
I paid for his transportation, his lodging to get there.
Why'd you pay for it?
I didn't think he'd have enough money.
And you say you met him at the Cinderella movie. And was your mother present?
Yes.
Did you and Nick talk that night?
Yes.
How did that work out?
It didn't go well at all. My mother hated him from the moment they met.
Did you guys watch the movie together?
Yes.
Did your relationship change in any way that day?
Yes.
How?
we got to see each other in person for the first time.
Did it become physical that night?
Yes.
You know what I mean by physical, don't you?
Yes.
What do I mean?
We had sexual relations.
And where?
In the bathroom stall, in the men's bathroom.
What was the point of you and Dick meeting up if you're in the Cinderella movie? Were you guys trying to do something?
Yes.
What?
I was trying to introduce him to my mom so my mother would allow me to date.
You said that didn't go well.
No, sir.
Now, where did Dick live?
In Wisconsin with his mother.
Did you and Nick ever talk about any disabilities he may have?
Yes.
What disabilities did you understand him to have?
Asperger's syndrome.
Did you know what that was?
No, sir.
Now, you indicated that you paid for this trip to Missouri by Dick in 2015. What all did you pay for?
I paid for the Greyhound bus ticket. I paid for the hotel and for eating money.
And how did you pay for this? How did you get the money so that to Dick?
I stole the money from my mother and I sent it to him via the mail.
And Gypsy, if you wouldn't mind speaking up just a bit.
Yes.
It's more soft.
Sorry.
I think you said you put it in the mail?
Yes, sir.
In what form was the money?
Cash.
Do you know how much you sent him that time?
I don't know the exact amount. Probably about $800.
And how would you get the money how would you steal the money from your mother?
She kept it in a money pouch.
What were your feelings for Nick in the spring of 2015?
I loved him.
Was there a point in this relationship that you considered yourself, that is you and Nick, to be more than just boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes.
When was that?
We had plans to marry.
Any other plans for your future at that point?
We planned to have kids.
Particularly her relationship with Ken and the people she surrounds herself with. On the other side, a strong wave of defenders is still riding hard for her, claiming that all these rumors are exaggerated, cruel, or flat out false.
I said it before and I'll say it again. If Ryan Anderson went on Ozempic and lost 200 pounds, he would run the internet. He's a star. And Gypsy Rose is on the internet crying again with no tears, but she made him a star. He's one of those unintentionally funny people. People love him. He's a man of the people. We need weight loss journey. We need the glow up of the century. We need him on The Bachelor.
You fell in love with a piece of shit like me. I hate that we keep doing this back and forth, trying to hurt each other.
What in the Britney Spears crash out is going on right now with Gypsy Rose? Because she also posted this, which we'll go back to in just a second. Gypsy posted this public apology to Ryan Anderson, and Ken better take this as a giant red flag because there's so many in this one video.
I always said Ken was my love, is my love. But you were my comfort. You were my safe place because I knew that you never would hurt me.
If you haven't seen this whole 10-minute thing and you want to, but you don't want to support her on her page, I am posting this over on my YT, which is LINK in my BIO. People are not supporting her in the comment section, and very rightfully so if you've heard this video. It's giving manipulation and narcissism. She also posted this on her story saying, I want to offer a public apology to Ryan Anderson. The last year we have both been healing and accepting from the loss of best of us and coping with the worst of us. I offer a hand of peace in the hopes we do better moving forward. I'm sorry.
Y'all act like she's not allowed to make mistakes, one user commented. She's a new mom trying to figure life out. Back off. But even within those sympathetic circles, there's growing concern. If even half of this is true, she needs a serious intervention, another wrote. Not from strangers online, but from people close to her who actually care. The bigger takeaway: The public isn't just watching Gypsy anymore. They're reacting, judging, and in many cases, turning.
Gypshit, I know your mama loved you and told you you could be anything that you wanted to be when you get older, but I don't think she meant to try every single thing. So now you want to be a painter or a drawer or whatever. Singing career didn't work out for you? Dancing career? No. Makeup blogger? No. Fashion blogger? That didn't work out either. Mommy blogger? That didn't work out. Let's see. Wife role? That didn't work out. Jesus. Oh, advocating. How'd that one work out? That one didn't work out either.
I'm the queen of cringe, and that's okay. I'd rather be made fun of for being someone that I am versus, love for someone I'm not. I'm cringy, I'm quirky, that's who I am. I embrace it.
The narrative around her has shifted from inspirational comeback to cautionary tale, and unless something changes fast, it's going to be harder and harder for her to rewrite the story in her favor.
Gypsy Rose tried to make us believe that she wasn't allowed to get out that wheelchair. She couldn't move her legs. She had to keep them in that wheelchair. She had to keep them straight, and she had to keep them still, honey. Gypsy even said that when she attacked her mama with that BB and that dagger, that she stayed in her wheelchair the whole time, even when she hemmed her up in the bathroom. We know that girl was up and walking, don't we? I got 2 clips. Let's watch them, and then we'll talk about them. Here we go. This is a gem right here. This is a classic. Let me take my glasses.
You ready?
We're ready, girl. Go for it. Oh, she landed on her feet and then to her knees. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah! Get it, Gypsy. Get it. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, it just moved by itself. You see her leg come out? This is just days before the schmurder. Her legs pulled up in her chair. Not only that, but they're at a damn candy machine, Pepsi machine. At Mercy Hospital, too. She was just at a Pepsi machine, but she couldn't have sugar. We see her legs down and then pulled up into her wheelchair. Guess what? The people of Springfield, Missouri, they knew she could walk too. And they tried to let it be known that they knew because Gypsy Rose took a plea deal and nothing they said came to light because she accepted that plea deal. That stranger's house that Gypsy ran to get a ride up to Mercy Hospital to see Dan, she walked 3 blocks to get there. And going to a stranger's house when you claim you're so scared to ask somebody for help, but you'll go ask for help for a ride to go see some man. This last little highlighted part, it says that Gypsy was often seen out and about without her wheelchair and without Dee Dee. That last little part mentions where she accepted the plea deal and, everything I said earlier. It should also be noted that in 2009, Gypsy Rose was caught in Dan's hotel room. 2011 wasn't their first encounter. In 2009, she went up to his hotel room and told him she was 18. Much older than anyone thought, she said. Dee Dee did catch them in that room together. So many people knew that Gypsy Rose could walk. One day I'm taking a trip to Springfield, maybe this summer. I'm only 5 hours from there, man. I want to talk to Detective Hancock and the people of Springfield so bad because I have so many questions. But anyway, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. Bye. My opinion and the rest, you know.
Coming up next, we'll break down what this could mean for Gypsy's future, including the potential risks to her parole, her custody situation with baby Aurora, and what insiders are now saying about her relationship with Ken behind the scenes.
So I am making a painting for Aurora's nursery, and I just started working on it. I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish this, but I have always loved painting, and it's been a long time since I painted anything. So this is my first painting out in the free world. I'm excited. I have a couple of ideas of how I want to do this. I don't want to give away what it's going to be, just started working on it. I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish this, but I have always loved painting, and it's been a long.
The convicted murderer, Gypsy Rose, has really lost sight of the fact that she is not famous and is in fact a convicted murderer. So I would like to invite you and everyone who wants to make a video mentioning the convicted murderer, Gypsy Rose, announce it that way, to remind her when she picks up this app or any other app that she is in fact a convicted murderer and that she is not famous, she is infamous. And she's gotten just a little too big for her britches. And I think it's time we send her a message of humility. Thank you. Y'all have a good day, and thank you for your comment.
Stick around. This story is far from over. With public opinion shifting and the allegations swirling louder by the day, many are starting to ask the question, could this all come back to haunt Gypsy in a very real, legal way? As of now, Gypsy is still on parole, and while her original conviction wasn't drug-related, sources, including TikToker Ash2Trippy, have made it clear if she were randomly drug tested today, she allegedly might not pass.
She was already an actor. Gypsy Rose wanted to be famous. Let me show you a clip real quick, then we'll talk about it.
Hospital stays, Gypsy frequently jet sets across the country. Ball games, galas, the most magical place on earth, Disney World.
Make-A-Wish, we're taking her down to Orlando. All expenses paid and everything.
Even got to meet country superstars Miranda Lambert and then-husband Blake Shelton.
Miranda Lambert came to Springfield a few times, and I think she gave Dee Dee and Gypsy money.
Yes, she did. Look at this $3,500 check from the singer's personal account. But that wasn't all.
What must I do?
Check her out posing with her favorite actors, Elijah Wood and Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings.
No! Frodo! Come on, Frodo!
But in private, Gypsy just wants to be a regular teen and find love, according to friend and neighbor Aaliyah Woodmansey.
Now, all that stuff you just saw for Gypsy Rose, that was from the scamming, from the conning. You sit here and tell me that she didn't know what the hell was going on and she wasn't participating in it. She would never. Meeting her favorite celebrities, Miranda freaking Lambert cutting her a freaking check, and how about White Liar playing in the background? Gypsy Rose has been having encounters with celebrities since she was young as hell. That obviously shaped the way she wants to live. Goddamn, since she got busted for this murder, she been in the public eye. Just to recap, she was meeting celebrities, flying in jets, going to galas, going to Walt Disney, Make-A-Wish, funded one of the trips. Gypsy owned an ID with her real age on it. Hell would she get an ID? She has to go to the DMV, okay? With her real age on it. If she didn't know that shit. This is all that is for entertainment purposes only, my opinion, and the rest. Well, you saw her on all them trips. You seen her meeting the celebrities.
That's where things could get tricky. Because while Louisiana parole terms don't typically include drug testing, unless tied to substance-related crimes, they can include discretionary tests if authorities feel it's warranted. And with this much online noise, it wouldn't be surprising if her parole officer starts paying closer attention.
I'm not sure. I don't think I have a filter on here. Like, whenever I go in to do lives, I try to always take off the filter. And it keeps, like, trying to put a filter on it. I'm like, no, I don't want a filter on there. Like, I have all this makeup, and I buy expensive makeup, and I want to, like, do my makeup for my lives and stuff like this. I don't want to have to, like, cheat and do, or get cheated out of, like, showing my makeup. Like, tell Chrissy is, I know, her and Ken are just so slow at this ice bucket challenge thing. Maybe I'll get her to do it later. Alright. This thing, I don't really like.
Even more alarming is how this situation could affect Gypsy's new role as a mother. Baby Aurora is only a few months old, and while Gypsy's been vocal about wanting to be a good mom, critics argue that the people she's keeping around her, particularly Ken, might put that in jeopardy.
TMZ catching on to the fact that Gypsy Rose is manipulative. The TMZ Verified podcast did an episode on Gypsy Rose crashing out and her apology video to Ryan. Here's a clip of it.
TMZ Verified the podcast. What up, y'all?
Hi.
So, like, every week, we got a new crash out to tell y'all about. This week, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So if y'all have been on TikTok in the last couple of days, you have seen Gypsy Rose has completely lost it. I don't even know if unhinged is the word to describe this.
Yeah.
So, Gypsy Rose, seemingly out of nowhere, dropped this video trashing Ryan Anderson. The reason why Gypsy Rose dropped this video is because Ryan Anderson leaked over the weekend text messages that he got from Gypsy Rose.
It's important because, first of all, she's with Kevin.
Ken! She got a whole
Kevin.
man. Literally just had a baby. Her and Ken Oker over the weekend was like at festivals, hanging out, chilling.
PDA videos on her TikTok.
Only for us to find out that she was actively texting Ryan Anderson.
I want to highlight as well, she made sure to sound extra manipulative in this video by saying, like, you know, I'm always going to be there for you, like, me and you can't be in contact anymore. I was going through a hard time with postpartum. I think this is a shock to Ken, to the world.
Like, why are you texting an ex-man asking if he got a new girlfriend?
She wants both, and that's what all the comments are saying. Someone said it's giving. She's not happy with Ken.
If you are in a relationship and you're happy, you are not looking back.
Like your ex.
Come on.
So, it's pretty obvious that TMZ Verified saw the same red flags we did in that apology video. And I agree, I don't think Ken knew anything about her making and posting that apology video. Calling Ryan her comforter, just the whole thing. The whole thing was so manipulative. And Gypsy gets so upset over finding a freaking ex's hairbrush at Ken's house. But she's online making a whole freaking video talking about, you're my comfort, I trusted you, you hurt me. Bringing up their times together, like when he was there for her, when her parents almost got a divorce, and when Christy wasn't answering the phone for 3 weeks. It's giving, I want my cake and eat it too. Yeah. And that she don't want Ryan to be with anybody. But if TMZ Verified can see that, hey, maybe Gypsy is manipulative, then maybe other media outlets will start seeing it too, you know? Anyway, bye.
If the allegations of drug use are even partially true, that could raise red flags with Child Protective Services, especially if more concrete evidence emerges beyond hearsay.
If you go look at Gypsy's TikTok story right now, she just apologized publicly to Ryan for revealing his medical info to the whole world. Now, the thing is, she has almost 10 million followers, so a lot of people now know something about Ryan that Ryan did not publicly want released. So she can apologize all she wants, but I don't think it changes anything. It really doesn't change anything. She still did what she did, and she was very wrong for that. That was just a whole new low for her, so sometimes apologies don't mean much. I don't know how I feel about this. Poor Ryan.
So who really doesn't know that Hamburger Helper requires hamburger? I didn't think it was possible either. But Gypsy Rose did not know that you need hamburger to make Hamburger Helper. I don't get it either. It's right there in the name, Hamburger Helper. The helper helps the hamburger. Hello? So I'm watching a video of a live she apparently had done, and Ken had won some Hamburger Helper, and she goes on about how she can make a wonderful spaghetti. Who can't make spaghetti, right? But Ken wanted some Hamburger Helper, so she goes to Target, buys a box of Hamburger Helper, and a few other groceries. She goes to make the Hamburger Helper and realizes, as she's reading the box, that it needs hamburger. You thought the hamburger was in the box? Or, I mean, I'm not understanding this at all. I really didn't think it was possible to be this stupid. Then she proceeds to make the meat, and she claims she did a really good job making the meat. Who can't fry hamburger meat? And Then she adds the milk and the powder, and as she calls it, the hard shells. But she didn't add any water. So she's wondering why it's just this hard, dried up mess in a pan. Hello, if you know how to make spaghetti, common sense should have told you that you obviously needed some water so those noodles boil and soften up. Hello? And then she claims she hit the floor and started crying because she couldn't make Hamburger Helper. Girl, I've seen 8-year-old kids make Hamburger Helper. I'm not. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't get it. Hamburger Helper. I don't think I've ever. I mean, do you think she even knows how to boil a hot dog? At this point, I'm really starting to wonder. I don't even think that girl knows how to boil a hot dog.
Meanwhile, Ken's role in all of this is being scrutinized harder than ever. From accusations of meth use to whispers about his sexuality and his influence on Gypsy, many are calling him a destabilizing force. Some even go as far as saying he's using Gypsy for clout, money, or both.
Jip, what in the actual heck is going on right now? So y'all, I just watched a video of Ryan Anderson lose his whole mind. So there was a clip of Gypsy Rose and Ken, and she said she just considered Ryan one of the public, and Ryan was on live because you could see him getting the little heart maze. He lost his whole mind. He started taking stuff. I don't even know if it was her stuff or his stuff or whose stuff it was, but he took their stuff. He was throwing it outside. He said, here's for the public. He was throwing pillows outside. He said, the public can have this. Here's the public. Here's to the public. And then, now there's text messages that Gypsy Rose is sending to Ryan Anderson, and y'all, I'm probably behind the times again, so y'all don't come for me, but what is happening? So if I do not know what I'm talking about, y'all please tell me in the comments what's happening, because y'all know that, all silliness aside, that I just do this for all laughs, right? Okay.
Okay, now, I don't mind a difference of opinion, but telling me you don't know where I'm getting my information from while being loud and wrong is diabolical. So let's hop right into it. As Gypsy tells it in the show, Dee Dee showed up at the man's house early the next morning. She ends up convincing Gypsy to come home. When she got me inside the house, she chained me to the bed. She smashed my computer and my cell phone, and I was chained for 2 weeks. This is from the Gypsy Rose crime scene photos. This is her mother's headboard. Where was she going to chain her? Gypsy said her and her mother slept together every single night. So where? Where would she be chained up at with that headboard? It's not like the one on Mommy, Dead, and Dearest that has the little slits in it, but that's how they get you. Just like I said about the medical document. They make things seem a certain way so you'll be like, oh, okay, I see how that happened. And it's really not like that at all. Medical documents show big, bold, black letters. Oh my gosh, this is going on. Pause the TV before it gets fuzzy and look at what that fine print says. It says things like Gypsy was giving wrong answers to the doctors on purpose. The power of attorney document. They make it look like her mom had a POA on her when she did not. Dee Dee only had a POA in the event that Gypsy Rose became incapacitated and could not make her own medical decisions. It's in her documentary. You just have to pause the damn TV and look. But the event that I am talking about, where her mother left her out on a damn porch all night, literally a day and a half before he got there to unalive her mom. She tells Nick, I'm outside all night peeing in the bushes with the bugs. She is out there. Could have ran, and she doesn't. She's peeing in the bushes where neighbors could have seen her. Like, I don't get it. She doesn't run, but you know what? When she wanted to see Dan when he was in the hospital back in 2011, you know what? You know what Gypsy did? She ran 3 blocks to a stranger's house, banged on their door in the middle of the night, and begged them for a ride up to Mercy Hospital so she could see Dan. Mercy Hospital, the same hospital she was getting treatments at. And yeah, she walked her ass right up in that hospital to see him. And I have trouble understanding, like, what person who is holding someone captive won't let them leave, won't let them do this and that, leaves their victim out on a porch all night where they could just go.
And they're demanding she cut ties before things spiral further. Up next, we're digging into what people close to Ken are now saying, and why one former friend claims he's the one with the real control in the relationship. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming. This saga, it's only heating up.
Like something threw up on me.
Now you mean to tell me that the girl who was allegedly sending pictures to her daddy, allegedly putting toothbrushes up the cooch, allegedly into all kind of weird kinks, video kinks. Why would the kink of alleged throw up on your face be any motherfucking different? You know she probably liked the alleged skeet on the face. Why would throw up be any different? That's true. What I say.
To my unborn baby, when you are one day ready to read your mama's story and learn of your ancestry, I want you to know that every choice that I have made in my life, whether it be wrong or right, has been with the hope of having you.
You just admitted to all of us, we already knew, Gypsy, like we already knew, but you just proved our point that you literally offed your mother to find love. The Munchausen by proxy was just for your defense during your court hearing. It was for your defense. You literally took that and ran with it when you knew you could use that as your story, your little story. You may have been a victim, you may have been abused, but you did all of that to your mother just in hopes of being with a man, like literally. You could have went about that so many different ways, like you didn't think it'd be okay to contact the police, but you thought it was okay to contact a random man to off your mother?
As public concern grows, the spotlight is turning intensely toward Ken, not just as Gypsy's boyfriend and baby daddy, but as a potentially toxic force pulling the strings behind the scenes.
I really don't know what to expect. I just know that it's gonna be like decked out. We have like a caterer and all kinds of like food and some treats and there's a lot of people there.
CPS is involved with Gypsy Rose. This has been confirmed by GRB's stepmother, Christy. Rose Red 202 made a post about it, and Christy Blanchard messaged her. Now, a lot of creators have heard this, either from sources or from each other, that CPS has at least made contact. Here's the message. Christy writes, "It was brought to my attention that you heard a doctor called CPS on Gypsy concerning Aurora. This is false information. We told her pediatrician and she thought it was ridiculous they were called. So if you want to correct that information, then you can. Thank you." Rose wrote, "No, I think it'll stay. Thank you." That tells me that they were involved. They were at least called. I don't know the extent of it. It also tells me that Christy Blanchard is worried about this post, so much so she reached out personally. So that's that. What are your thoughts?
According to multiple online sleuths and a few self-identified former acquaintances of Ken, there's now a growing theory that he's the one steering the ship in Gypsy's post-prison life, and not in a good way. Allegations are flying that Ken may be leveraging Gypsy's vulnerability, her desire to feel loved, and her need for stability as a new mother to maintain power in the relationship.
Baby boutique again, so I can take a second look around.
Well, what do you want to get at? It's not a crib, is it? Sheets and blankets and clothes and
Girl,
stand up.
I always said Ken was my love, is my love.
Girl, and you didn't even clip that out?
But you were my comfort. You were my safe place because I knew you never would hurt me. And I'm just tired of this war, and I want it to end.
Listen, I've been in my own little lane over here. I am not caught up on this. But I did just watch this entire clip, and you can see my reaction to it. But this is the one part that stood out to me, y'all. I watched this whole thing of her crying and all this, and it literally to me is like an I love you, I want you back, please take me back, please tell me that you still love me, but I'm trying to act like I don't really want to be with you. Then at the end she says this, he was my love, is my love, and then listen to the shit she says.
I don't know what you think the alternative could be between you and I. That's where I get stuck at, is I can't keep texting you. I can't keep talking to you. I have a whole family. I'm in a committed relationship. I have a daughter with this man. Like
y'all, this is weird. Is it not weird?
I don't know if, we can't be friends. Do you understand what position I'm in? I know to you, as long as I keep talking to you, you feel some sort of connection, but that can't be. We can't do that.
I feel like she's trying to convince herself, in this whole thing, she's trying to convince herself that she doesn't love him, but she clearly does.
All I can do is wish you the best, and I know that that is finite, and that's definite. And I know this is all sinking in, that it's really the end now. But you will always have a place in my heart, and we will always have those good memories together. But that has to be it. Some people come in our lives for a season, others for a reason. And the reason you came in my life was to show me that I need to be a better person.
Not her literally using a quote on him and be like, goodbye, we're over. You've been over. You divorced him. Remember that? Remember when you left him for Ken and had a baby and did all that shit? Listen, y'all, I'm not up to date. Obviously, I haven't watched this season or anything like that, but I want to know what y'all think, because this is weird to me. And if I was Ken, I would be livid. You would not have to worry about what you thought you would need to do about talking to Ryan or not, because you could do whatever you want. You would be a single mama. Y'all let me know what you think.
One anonymous tipster even claimed that Ken is known in certain circles for preying on emotionally fragile women, and that his connection with Gypsy might not be as genuine as she believes. And let's not forget the infamous rail yard incident, allegedly involving collars, leashes, and highly questionable public behavior.
I just found out the best news, y'all. Listen, Gypsy Rose, turns out she has a brother. Amber, listen, listen, we're gonna get you in that family. We are gonna get you in that family. We're gonna get you that baby. Listen.
I have way too much fun with this show.
What do y'all know about Gypsy Rose's brother? Put that in the comments, because I know nothing.
Well, my hair is short, and so I really kind of wanted just long hair for the shoot. My hair is shoulder length, and I just didn't see a way of styling it that I would be happy with.
Should get her a makeup palette or something. I don't know. Gigi, I have no idea. Christy, I have no idea.
Stop that. Freaking me out.
It's been 3 fucking months since I texted you, and you're spiraling out of control. So just remember, just as much dirt as you have on me, I have on you, honey. You punch at me, I punch back 10 times harder.
You disobey me in any way, or displease me in any way, I will use the one card that I have over you. Gypsy.
What some initially brushed off as bizarre kink between consenting adults is now being re-examined under the lens of potential coercion. Was Gypsy participating because she wanted to, or because she felt she had to? Even more chilling, insiders allege that Ken has isolated Gypsy from those who truly care about her, positioning himself as the one person she can trust. If true, this is classic manipulative behavior, especially dangerous when someone is fresh out of prison, thrust into motherhood, and still navigating how to function in the real world.
Warning, major gaslighting and manipulation in this video. Not from me, from her. Hello, my friend, Perez here, the queen of all media, the original influencer and convicted schmurderer. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is sadsies and betrayed by her ex-husband, Ryan Anderson. If you haven't been keeping up with the ex-convict turned reality TV star, earlier this week, her former husband, Ryan, a teacher, took to social media to share private text messages that she sent him. And these messages are from a few months ago. He's been holding on to this for the right moment. Happy early Mother's Day! Back in January, just weeks after becoming a first-time mom in December, she texted him, "Are you with Amber J?" Amber J is a social media creator that Ryan is said to be spending a lot of time with. First of all, why do you care if he's with Amber J or not? You dumped him. You are with another man now, and you just had a child together. Also, Gypsy texted Ryan at 1:53 a.m. on January the 14th. Yes, he shared a screen grab of her messages. So, he was probably sleeping. After texting him at 1:53 a.m., he had not responded by morning time, and at 9:18 a.m., she texted her ex-husband again. After saying, "Are you with Amber J?" she then said, "I feel lost. Like, I don't know what is real anymore." It should be noted that Ryan shared this screenshot of these messages set to the tune Return of the Mac. "You lied to me." He captioned it, "I speak the truth, always have, only be real." Meaning, she's a liar, mentirosa, bad liar at that. If you don't remember, their split was quite messy, with Gypsy alleging that Ryan was physically threatening and controlling. She was so scared after they got into a fight that she locked herself in the bathroom. He got in her face and screamed. Ryan has previously denied all of her allegations against him. He said in an interview with Extra, quote, "I've never physically threatened Gypsy at all, and she knows that." And now he's got the receipts, and he shared it with the world. If she felt threatened by him, if she was afraid of him, if she thought he was a bad person, why would she be texting him, "Are you with a new woman? I feel lost. I just don't know what's real anymore." Well, after Ryan put her on blast, Gypsy herself went to social media and made a video. In a very condescending intro, she said, "This video is going to be for Ryan Anderson. And if you're not Ryan Anderson, then keep scrolling, but I know you'll watch, and that's okay. But this video is not for y'all. It's for him." According to her, she reached out because she had been feeling distant from Ken, her baby daddy, whom she left her husband for. After the birth of their daughter, she was going through it. Then, through crocodile tears, she explains, "Whenever you put out text messages between you and I that I think are sacred, that should, in my opinion, be sacred between us. And when I mean sacred, I mean that. There are few people I trust in this world, and I have always counted you as one of them. Seeing that text message that you released, for what? For what? Because you wanted to show that you were the truth teller on social media? Well, that hurt my trust." Then she goes on to admit that she's put out personal information of his in the past, but says she's truly sorry and won't put out anything else. Yeah, she put out a lot of information of his in the past when she was promoting the new season of her Lifetime reality show. I remember. She also acknowledges that it's probably been really hard for him to watch her life play out on TV after their sudden, bitter split. However, she then makes it sound like the texting is all his fault. like he's the one who keeps pursuing a relationship with her. Gypsy says, I hate that we keep doing this back and forth, but we're not trying to hurt each other. We're trying to hurt each other's reputations. I can't keep texting you. I can't keep talking to you. I have a whole family. I'm in a committed relationship. Committed. You know what they say? How you get 'em is how you lose 'em, Ken. How does it feel to be publicly cuckolded? I mean, that's a little extreme, but if I was Ken, I would be humiliated that my baby mama is talking so intimately just weeks after the birth of my child to her ex-husband. Ken. Gypsy continues in this very public video to Ryan, I have a daughter with this man, Ken. We can't be friends. We can't be friends. I wish I knew the rest of that song. Do you understand what position I'm in? As long as I keep talking to you, you feel some sort of connection. But that can't be. We can't do that. We're not at that space. I have a feeling she's saying all of this, perhaps not for Ryan, but for Ken. And maybe trying to make things better with him, because she done effed up big time. However, she does wish him the best. After mistreating him, she tells Ryan, I want you to be happy. I want you to move on. I want you to move on with someone that's going to make you happy. It's going to love you like you should be loved. And I know that it's hard because I get it. I did you wrong, and I'm sorry for that. And actually, that part right there, she did him dirty and then expected loyalty from him. She screwed him over and then got upset when he, I wouldn't even say screwed her over, but exposed her or helped her expose herself. Hypocrita. I think she needs to look in the mirror and do a lot more crying. Real tears, though. That's what I think. What do you think? There's a lot to discuss here. Let's get into it all in the comments section.
With mounting speculation, fans are calling on Gypsy's legal team and parole officers to intervene, or at least check in. Because if Ken really is the puppet master in all this, it's not just Gypsy's freedom at risk. It's her safety. It's her child's well-being. And trust. This story isn't even close to over. Stick around because in our next update, we're exposing receipts from Ken's past relationships and why this isn't the first time he's been accused of emotional manipulation. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.
Workout routine. I don't have one. Basically, I'm just on the go nonstop, cleaning the house. That's my workout.
So today I'm going to be showing you guys my basic workout routine for a healthy and fit lifestyle that range from lifting weights to doing Pilates or yoga. Most beautiful eyes, like
yeah, she's got like blue eyes, which is interesting because I got green and Gypsy got brown.
Jip, what in the actual heck is going on right now? So y'all, I just watched a video of Ryan Anderson lose his whole mind. So there was a clip of Gypsy Rose and Ken, and she said she just considered Ryan one of the public, and Ryan was on live because you could see him getting the little heart maze. He lost his whole mind. He started taking stuff. I don't even know if it was her stuff or his stuff or whose stuff it was, but he took their stuff. He was throwing it outside. He said, here's for the public. He was throwing pillows outside. He said, the public can have this. Here's the public. Here's to the public. And then, now there's text messages that Gypsy Rose is sending to Ryan Anderson, and y'all, I'm probably behind the times again, so y'all don't come for me, but what is happening? So if I do not know what I'm talking about, y'all please tell me in the comments what's happening, because y'all know that all silliness aside, that I just do this for all laughs, right? Okay.
In the aftermath of the bombshell claims about Ken's influence on Gypsy Rose Blanchard, internet investigators didn't waste time digging into his past. And what they're uncovering has people deeply concerned. Several anonymous posts and unverified screenshots are now circulating online, allegedly from individuals who say they've dated or known Ken in the past. The recurring theme? Control, gaslighting, and chaos. One user wrote, "This man love bombs, isolates, and then turns cold the minute you depend on him." Another added, "It's like he gets off on the control. He doesn't want a partner, he wants a puppet." While these claims remain alleged, the volume and consistency of the stories have raised more than just eyebrows. They've sparked genuine worry for Gypsy's well-being. Fans are now questioning how much of Gypsy's current behavior is truly her own, and how much of it is being shaped or manipulated by Ken behind the scenes. People are pointing out that her social media presence has changed. Suddenly less polished, more impulsive, and strangely defensive. Her public apology to Ryan Anderson, once seen as a step toward accountability, now has a new interpretation. Was it really Gypsy speaking, or Ken pulling the strings? Others are even connecting the dots between Ken's alleged substance use and Gypsy's rapidly shifting mental state. Could she be caught in a spiral without even realizing it? That possibility has people begging her loved ones and legal team to step in before things take a darker turn. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is clear. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's post-prison chapter is turning out to be just as chaotic, if not more so, than the one that put her in the national spotlight to begin with. From her entanglement with Ken, to the swirling rumors of drug use and manipulation, to the internet sleuths unearthing troubling patterns, this isn't just drama. It's a potential downward spiral playing out in real time. While Gypsy's supporters argue she deserves space to grow and heal, others say her choices, and especially the people she surrounds herself with, are putting her freedom and well-being at risk. Whether you believe she's a victim of bad influences or simply repeating toxic cycles, the concern is real and growing by the day. At the end of the day, everything we've discussed, from Ken's alleged meth use to his supposed manipulation and Gypsy's environment, is still based on claims from sources, online speculation, and insider tea from TikToker Ash2Trippy. So, take it all as alleged until proven otherwise. But the bigger takeaway here, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And with this much smoke pouring out of Gypsy's inner circle, it might be time for those around her, and maybe even her legal team, to take a hard look at what's really going on. Thanks for tuning in, and if you want to stay updated as more receipts and reactions come in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and keep it locked right here. Because trust, this story is far from over.